We're live. Hello, hello everyone, and welcome along to our quantum psychic Akashic readings, clearings, and healings with my co-host Viviane. Hello, Viviane.
Hi, John. Hi, everyone.
Hi, and our special guest, Kelly Ferguson. Hello, Kelly.
Hi, John. Hey, Viviane. Thank you for having me with you.
Oh no, thank you for coming. And I was trying to remember, Kelly, how long I've known you, or at very least somewhere between Facebook and Instagram, known you. Feels like at least a couple of years, and you've always been a big inspiration to me because I've always been like, there's someone that does their work and deeply cares about it, and you do it professionally. And I was like, wow, this is like, I don't know, when you have a feeling about someone's energy and their mission, it shines. You don't need to say a lot, right? You feel it. So it's just such an honor to have you on our live stream and to be working with you as well. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I can't wait. Absolutely.
And would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
For sure. Yes. And thank you again for having me in here to share this space. I'm a psychic medium and a shamanic healer, and I've been a psychic medium for as long as I've really been aware of my own energy. I was psychic as a child, and as a medium, I only just didn't realize what I was doing at that time was called, psychic or mediumship. I just connected to what was showing up around me. And as I grew and as I learned and kept going, I just kept diving in more. What does this mean? I'm picking up this is happening. And I started just experimenting with energy. And through that process, there was a lot of trial and error and falling and some wins. And I've really come to a place where I feel like I've found what works for me through trial and error. And I've used this and my journey as a way to help others, because I feel like I've been able to figure out what worked for me, what didn't work for me, what's really tried and true. And I really love to be able to use this to help other people so that they can really connect to themselves and their own energy faster, so that they don't have to do the trial and error like I did. Like, I wish I knew back when that, there was someone to say, do it like this instead of this, or try this, but take away this part and try it again. And it's just such a lovely place to be, where I've done that work for myself so I can help others really enhance their abilities and their connections so much better. It's a beautiful journey that I like to be able to share with so many people.
Oh, wow. It reminds me of my journey so much, because I've always insisted on doing it the hard way. I'm like, no, it's like that would be too easy to have someone to teach you, and I must learn it all myself. And yet, as humans, or whatever our past lives have been, we've been doing this for a long time, right? And there's lots of people that can help us go really fast. I think I have a training course, an 8-week foundational training course, and I think it took me about 4 years to get to be able to do the things in the 8-week training course. And now when I take people through it, I'm just like, oh, maybe I should have gone on some training. And I love, you have a little survey, don't you? Like a little psychic survey that you send out. I remember doing that quite a long time ago, and that was really exciting.
Yeah, that's a really fun thing for so many people, my psychic quiz, because I think the beautiful thing about the quiz is it connects people to an opportunity to look at certain instances or certain ways that intuitive abilities show up for us. It's really a really strong education piece, because a lot of people don't realize the things that are happening to them are through their intuition. And once we get a hold of the idea of, shoot, actually, this could be my clairvoyance or my claircognizance showing up, then it allows you to reach for more in that space. And instead of just categorizing it as a coincidence or a funny thing, you can actually start to better identify these things and then make space for it. So the best thing that we can do is educate people on how this shows up for them and the vast ways on how it could be showing up, because everybody's connection is a little bit different. And from there, that's when you really learn about yourself. And I think that's so important for each person on their own journey.
I love that. Thank you. Yeah, I remember completing it and just feeling afterwards like someone that calls themselves psychic and seems to do that work now has this little quiz that tells me that I have some psychic abilities. And I'm like, because it's like this work is so what's the word, ambiguous in many respects. Yet there's this part of us that's so excited about it. We're like, yeah, but I think there's something there. You know, I keep seeing these signs, or I keep hearing these or feeling these things, and I want to explore it more. And yeah, I really love I love the way you work, and also just how you bring people in to a world of, like, how to describe it, like safety and confirmation without having to constantly seek outside validation um, or you know, constantly go to others, when actually it's so much about helping people develop themselves and get them to be able to do their work quicker and faster for themselves. Well, I'll stop rabbiting on and go ahead and create a safe space. And just before I do, hello to everyone on Instagram and on Viviane's channel and on YouTube and on my YouTube channel. Thank you for coming, everyone. And I would like to invite you to join us in creating this safe space. And I do this every time because it's so important for us to consciously, intentionally, and energetically just to create a safe, clear environment around us, both in the live stream and in the replay. And so I'll go ahead and do that if you'd like to join in, and it helps us help you even more. Okay, so if you'd like to join us, we'll begin by taking in a deep breath in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out what no longer serves, our highest good, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any fear, shame, anxiety, or pain, nice and loud. Breathe in through the nose, nice and deep. And breathe out any remaining low vibration energy or emotion that no longer serves your highest good, nice and loud. And continue to breathe deeply and calmly. Now focus your attention on the center of your heart, where your golden divine spark enters your human form. And from there, extend a cord of light up through the top of your head, reaching up into the sky, reaching up into the stars and going higher and higher through the frequencies and dimensions of this universe until you reach the highest dimension of the source of love of this universe, and there connecting your light cord into the highest dimension of source. Remain connected into source, feeling that oneness, that unity, that feeling of unconditional love. And extend your light cord back down through the stars, through the sky, back down to the top of your head and into your heart once more. And now, with your light cord from the center of your heart this time, extend your light cord downwards, down through the root of your spine, and go deep into the ground. Reach all the way down through the layers of the planet, going deeper and deeper until you reach the very core of Mother Earth. And there, connecting your light cord into Mother Gaia's crystalline heart. And we take this opportunity to send so much love and gratitude to Mother Gaia and allow her to send her love back. Remain connected to Gaia's heart and extend your light cord back up through the layers of the planet, up through the root of your spine and into your heart once more. Now, together with the light of Source above and Mother Gaia below, and your own light, expand out a golden bubble of protective light from the center of your heart to surround you about 2 meters out, to each side, above and below, in front and behind, and set the intention that only energies and entities with your permission, with your highest good love and compassion, can see you, access you, or exist within this space or within you. All other energies and entities must leave this space immediately. And into your golden bubble, you choose who you invite in, including your guides and higher self. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source, and Gaia. And we ask at this time for their assistance with guidance, clearing, healing, protection, and assistance with the integration of today's messages and healings. And through space and time now, I create a golden protective bubble around all of us in the live stream and in the replay across YouTube and Instagram, wherever we are in the world at this time. And I set the intention for this golden bubble that only energies and entities with our permission, our highest good love and compassion, can see us, access us, or exist within this space or within us. All other energies and entities must leave immediately. And for Kelly, Viviane, and I invite in our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Source, and Gaia, and whoever else we choose to invite in. And I set the intention, we are here to assist those that place their requests and capitals into the YouTube live stream, please, not in Instagram. And we will facilitate your requests by randomly selecting them. And if your request is selected, please say hello in the live chat to let us know you're here, at which point we will invite forwards your guides and higher self to work with us to assist in the facilitation of your request where we reasonably can do so. And with that, invite you to come back to your body if my voice hasn't sent you to sleep. And we are ready to begin today's session. And I just muted you, Kelly, so I'll just take you back off mute. Okay. And I didn't manage to get you to go to sleep, Kelly?
No, I'm clear.
I do enjoy that, especially the in-person sessions. Getting people to fall asleep, I always think is a good goal to have.
It is.
Okay, so yeah, we can start. Viviane, would you like to choose the first person?
Sure. Okay.
Fantastic. And I'll put on a little music while you select. You may notice that all the songs are by me.
No better fit, John.
That's right, yeah. We have plenty to choose from. And as a reminder, please put your requests in capitals. And we're taking a star of each one and randomly selecting them just now. Okay, let's turn this music down. There we go.
Okay, we have Christine Control. Lovely Christine. Please let us know if you're here. Right.
Yep, she's here. Just literally as I type, "Are you here?" Hello, Christine. Fantastic.
Thank you, Christine. So you asking for help with fears about money flow. Okay.
Okay, and let us know, Christine, if you'd just like a message or you'd also like a healing in any way. We can start with a message, but just let us know in the live chat if you give permission for a healing. So just inviting forward Christine and her guides and higher self to assist initially with messages about fears about money flow. And Christine says, yes, please, for the healing. Money is always uncertain, being self-employed and just retired. Okay. Just a really quick message I get for you, Christine, is this is like, it's like if the universe had a voice, it would be saying, oh, Christine's closed for business. And that's like, oh, that doesn't, I'm sure that's not what Christine wants to be acting like and to hear. And what I saw was like this, almost like this line of, it was like, because you're asking about money and money flow, I saw like the dollars like coming towards your solar plexus on a little conveyor belt, and your solar plexus was stopped. It was like blocked, and it was saying, no, like I'm not accepting right now. And I can take a look at your solar plexus. How did you get on, Viviane?
It's funny. First thing that I saw for Christine was pictures behind her being highlighted somehow, and indicating that Christine can, if she already doesn't do that, use her artwork and her pictures as a way of earning extra money. But I'm still working on some more messages for you, Christine.
Yeah, I was just scanning down through Christine's heart, and what I saw was this like, oh, I'm just feeling it now, like your guide showing me in my heart. Oh, that's really quite tough. It's like this feeling of lack of self-worth and self-love.
It feels heavy.
Yeah, and it's like like this tightening experience. And that's what's also coming down into your solar plexus.
I've been picking up on that as well for Christine. I almost feel like there's almost a shield type effect that's going over her whole torso when I was connecting to the solar plexus and the heart as well. And what's coming up for me in this space is Christine's energy feels, I want to say, disorganized, not in terms of the tasks, but feels like almost frantic energy of, there's so many things I need to do, or so many things that are maybe missing from my solutions. But this energy feels almost blocked in a way where we're trying to move energy and allow this kind of to come through and clear. But I feel like because Christine doesn't feel like she knows the exact steps or answers on how to get to where she wants to be in this transition, that there's almost like a stiffening and a tightening of the energy that's not allowing things to flow. And I'm picking all of that up in my chest and solar plexus.
Fabulous. Yeah, Christine's been busy in the chat. She was saying, yeah, there's money waiting to come in the past year. It keeps being held up. It is frustrating. And then as you were talking, Kelly, I think she was saying, yeah, frantically, yes.
Yeah.
And I saw, like, because what I saw as I looked into your sacral chakra, Christine, was, as I started to try and help you with a healing, is that your inner child wants, so there's like this, maybe there's like a triangle or like a kind of, or four like key aspects, and one is like helping cultivate your self-love and your self-worth, and the root of that seems to be earlier in life, like really quite early in life, especially if you're like Viviane says, you're going to work on your art. I could just hear like this adult voice saying, like, talking negatively about your art. And so your adults kind of overcome that a bit, but your inner child hasn't yet. And so in your sacral chakra, so like where the joy, like to overcome this like frantic energy and this difficulty in receiving, to be able to connect with your joy. And because I could just see like your inner child going, yeah, but I love drawing and painting, and I want to do more. And that, like, you don't really need to organize joy, right? You don't need to feel frantic about it. You just know that when you wake up in the morning, it just feels in flow. You're like, I just want to do it. It's so much fun. And then you just get rewarded very magically because you're open to receive when you're in your joy. But I do feel spending a bit of time going back to some of those early challenges, because you're repeating some of these inner child's like negative self-talk. The adult of you is repeating it when you're thinking about some of the work. Like, I'm not worth enough, so my work's not worthy enough. And maybe you'll draw or paint some of those experiences when you were younger. to help connect with them and to help release them. You could also just ask your inner child to like help create, like do create some things that really help you just focus on the joy, because it'll start to give you this kind of, be looking at them on your wall thinking, that's what I love doing. These are the things that they're okay. And you feel the energy difference.
Yeah, while Kelly was speaking too, I saw Christine sitting like in like, she was like in a fetal position, and then I heard a song, Pink's song, "You Gotta Get Up and Try," and then I saw her standing up, and yeah, you have to find that inner power within you, and be confident about your artwork.
Wonderful.
Yeah, some of the energies I was also picking up as I move into how can we work on releasing this, or some pieces to maybe help Christine. I really feel that there's the piece that she's sinking into of having to follow specific steps, and that there has always been either a way or a pattern or certain methods that she has either managed business or managed her activities and her plans. But I feel like it's kind of like stuck in a certain way of, I'm expecting to follow a certain route, or it's worked like this before, but we're really moving into a completely different space where instead of following these steps and finding specific solutions, it's more about allowing the flow to come through rather than thinking into the tangible steps. And even just a mantra and a thought even that might be helpful, not even for Christine, but for lots of people, could be to be happily surprised in every moment of every day. Because when we allow ourselves to be happily surprised about the things that are showing up for us, we think out of the expectations of how things are supposed to be, and we make space for the universe to bring things and bring solutions to us that are outside of what our current mental state wants to hone in on.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think that's beautiful advice. Yeah, Christine was saying, yes, the steps I've followed, and now steps have changed and I'm not keeping up. And yeah, I feel like, as Kelly says, like the closer you can get to the joy in that exploration and discovery and fun and surrendering to the unexpected each day, it'll really open you up. Imagine the whole world following their joy. It would just be a much better place.
Yes. I pulled a couple cards. If I can share, that would be
Yeah,
great. If
go
now's
for it.
the time.
Thank
Lovely. So for Christine, 3 cards came out, and I was just asking, what's the best way to offer some help for you here? So I have the 4 of Cups in reverse. And what this card might indicate is that there might be something that you've been wanting to do or wanting to try or reach for that you've been maybe delaying, probably because you don't feel worthy of it, probably because you don't feel like it's ready to be delivered, or because you don't feel confident in what you're about to bring forward. But this is something that you love. This is something that you've been wanting to do for some time. And the fact that you're delaying in this is actually holding back some of your joy. So there's an important component there into you moving forward, even though you feel not prepared. And the Princess of Swords in reverse showed up for you as well. And what this indicates for me is, even though you're moving into a space of maybe you don't feel fully confident, or you don't know the steps when your brain and logical brain wants you to follow certain steps, this is saying when you look into new ideas and new activities with a fresh mind, instead of trying to bring our prior steps forward and apply it into a new scenario, when we sort of research or maybe take a step back and say, well, what should some new steps look like, and be open to new ideas and new steps of doing things in a new way, then we open up to a little bit more opportunity. And in terms of outcomes and where are we going, because I like to look at, if we do these sorts of things, how is this going to shift things for us? What's going to come forward from this? And what I saw is the 9 of Pentacles, which is a beautiful card. And I feel like it really talks about what you were what your concern was about fears of money flow. Because if you take a look at this lady, she's surrounded in abundance, right? She's in her garden, and all the pentacles here, pentacles can represent money, but they also represent the tangible aspects of life, right? So what can you touch? We can touch our bodies, we can touch our lover, we can touch our house, we can touch our paycheck, right? And so what this is really saying is when we make space for the things that we love and we allow ourselves to do things in a different way than how we're used to, that's how we're able to make space for beautiful, tangible things to materialize in our life. So you're much closer than you think you are.
Fabulous. And I also did some healing as well. So best of luck with that Christine. And some beautiful messages there for many of us. And also encourage those of you that do feel fear. Whenever I've found some of the biggest help with my fear in life has just been to start to take small steps, seeing it, feeling that it's there, whatever it is that you're scared of, the most scared of, and then just spending a little bit of time each day, a little bit more time each day, thinking about what are the things you could do to help face it. And sometimes they're really small, and sometimes it might feel like this whole world is just falling apart, which many parts of it are. But know that every time you face your fear, every time you see it, you talk about it, you share it with someone, you take a little action, a little step forwards, even if just saying, today I'm not going to let my fear stop me from doing this thing I love. Whatever it is, I'm encouraging you to follow that. When I have the perfect answer for how to deal with fear, I'll let you know. Wonderful. Thank you very much. So we can go on to the next one. I get to choose the next one then. Put on some music. Okay, choosing the next request. It's my random number. Okay. And we have Margie Strite. If you could say hello in the chat if you hear, please. Let us know if you're here. You're asking for help with body itching and overall well-being. And is it Margie or Margie? I'm so bad with names. One day I'll get better at it. Let us know in the live chat. Yeah, we can go ahead. Would you like to start, Kelly?
Sure. And I'm going to assume it's Margie. If not, please, if there's a correction, please let me know. Margie. Okay. So some words that come up sound stronger than they intend to be, but I want to share the words that come forward to me. And the word that I got was infiltrate. And that sounds like a big, scary, intimidating word. But when I get the word infiltrate, what I feel like that means is toxins that are coming into your body. So foreign toxins that don't belong to your system innately. I'm also picking up something in the environment. So I don't know if either where you live or where you work, there's something that you're inhaling into the air. I don't know if there's something that's coming in through the respiratory system and even maybe being absorbed in through the skin, because the skin is the biggest absorption organ. I'm feeling like there's just something, and by infiltrate, I don't mean that there's something horrible and terrible going on. I don't feel that we're in a terrible state in terms of things you can't control. But I feel like there's something that has to do with an imbalance that's in the body. And I feel like it's circulating throughout the body, meaning it's not something just connected to the liver or to the heart. I feel like this is something that can definitely be moved and shift, but I feel like the source of what's coming through is either connected to the environment or into your actual space. So I'm curious, if there's things going on in the home where people are either smoking, or sometimes if you're in a house or in an apartment, you can have a neighbor who's smoking and, some of it comes in through the window or things like that. But I feel like there's something in the environment and the beautiful thing about that is when there's things physically in the environment, we can look at identifying them and then either stopping or shifting them. This can also be things like, for example, scented candles, or if you remember, remember like the Glade plugins and things like that. I'm not kicking any company down, but our bodies are naturally, we can be prone to feeling off when these things absorb into our system. And I'm just curious if that's something that could be going on.
Yeah, secondhand smoke, Margie's saying.
Yes. Yep. So even though that isn't something that you can control innately yourself, meaning you can't stop your body from absorbing these things, what you can do is make changes in the environment or different rules or boundaries within the environment to say, this is no longer welcome in this space because it has an impact on me directly, right?
Yeah. Makes a lot of sense. I saw, just as you were starting to talk, Kelly, about some of the itching. First of all, it's a message from the skin. The skin's like early warning, and you know, we might. It's easy for us to say, "Oh, it's an allergy," would be a traditional thing we would say, but it does feel like an intentional like sensitivity that your skin has, like it, and it's a gift that you have. It just doesn't always feel like that when it's receiving these toxins, right? And I asked your guide, and your guide was like gradually, just very gently showing me through, first of all, something initially like energy. So a little bit about some of the ascension energies, cosmic energies that come through and hit us all. So you have sensitivity to be able to pick up on that. And then I saw, as like Kelly was describing, like initially energy from the collective and energy from people around you. And you were talking about secondhand smoke, was like, it comes in as like these dark speckles into your aura. And even in your aura, you feel uncomfortable. And other human ways we describe this as like toxic behaviors or toxic energy from other people. Doesn't mean that they're, you know, this is no judgment, but it's like it's toxic to you. So it feels like it's a very horrible thing to experience. And I asked your guide, "Oh, what can Margie do?" And they said that I think all the things that Kelly say are fantastic, like the boundaries, being clear about what you consume, who you're with, and what you connect with. But also grounding can really help you. Your body is trying to naturally dispose of these toxins. So grounding, drinking plenty of water, and also drinking, like blessing your water, if you like sending in healing love energy into your water before you consume will help also. And I just started to start some of that process for you, like helping with the grounding. Pavlos, how did you get on, Viviane?
I saw some light patches throughout the skin, and then I heard under my skin, and then I heard stress under my skin. I also saw something about her clothes, like the clothes touching the skin. I don't know if she doesn't use unscented laundry detergent, it may be a good idea to switch to that, to something less irritants to the skin. There was something about the fabrics, the clothing touching the skin. Let's see if there is any comments from Margie. Okay, yeah, she likes the idea of blessing water.
And I just tried to help ground out any of the further like excess. It feels like I describe it as like it's almost like your body's reaction is excess energy whenever it's like touching your skin. It's like, no, I don't want this, and your body's trying to push it out. And when it can't successfully, it kind of sits there on your skin, which is causing this itching. So
yeah,
grounding, walking barefoot in the grass if you can't, like touching a plant, and intentionally, like we did at the start of today's session, like using your cord through your root chakra deep into earth, to release anything that doesn't serve your highest good, help you also.
I also heard secondhand stress when you're talking about secondhand smoke. Secondhand stress.
Secondhand stress. I love that. It's I don't love receiving it for sure, but I think the concept is very real.
I've been doing a little bit of clearing work for Margie as well as we've been talking. And I think what's so important is, as much as we can do clearings here today and help move the needle a little bit, I think what's really important in Margie's case is to look at this physical environment, whether it's the physical stresses, whether it's some toxins in the air, because even though we can do clearings here, if we're not changing the environment, the the itching is going to persist, or the toxicity is still going to persist. So it's important that we make some changes in our physical arena and not just moving some energy today, because we want to make sure this is a long-term effect for you instead of just short-term.
Yeah, definitely. I guess I also asked about protection, and I got the answer, which was you, like Margie, you could kind of coat yourself in like source love protective energy, but it's almost like that's your skin. But by the time you've done that, it's kind of a bit too late. To Kelly's point, it's like it's much better to stop it even getting close to you. And you know, I think it'll really help you increase the useful side of the superpower, the sensitivity, as seeing it as a superpower, not just this planet, how do we survive here? Fabulous. Well, I hope it helps you, Margie. So who's next? Is it my turn to choose?
My turn.
Your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Wow, not far enough. I've already lost count of the sequence. There we go. I accidentally clicked on this track, so there must be a reason. There's such thing as hexes. Please say hello in the chat when your name is called. Pamela Newton.
Okay, Pamela Newton, please let us know if you're here. You're asking for healing for left shoulder and weak bladder. And please remember to check Kelly's website. It's listed in the description of the video.
I saw some lovely comments about it as well.
Oh, Pamela is here. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank you, Pamela. You'd like to go first, Kelly? It's up to you. You don't have to go first every time.
Sure. No, I am picking up something for Pamela. I'm gonna I'll share first, and then as you guys are talking, I'll move with some clearing. So just what I want to talk about with the weak bladder, first of all, something is bringing me to the abdomen, okay? Obviously, weak bladder I'm not a doctor, but weak bladder can have to do with, pelvic floor weakness and things like that. And I feel like there's a connection here, but for some strange reason, and again, me not being an expert in the muscular systems, etc., I feel like there's a piece here connected to our ab strength and to the strength in our stomach. So I don't know if you can benefit from some physical exercises of balancing not only the abs, but the lower back, because I feel like I'm getting, that song. I remember when I was a kid, there was always a song that we learned, the hip bone's connected to the leg bone and all of that stuff. And what it's making me feel like is there's a triangle effect going on here where the abs and the lower back are a big piece in what's actually supporting the pelvic floor here. So I'm not in the position to tell you what exercises you should do. This might be something that you look up on your own in terms of how to balance the pelvic floor with the stomach and the abdomen and the low back. But that's one of the pieces that I'm picking up that you can work on yourself that is contributing to some of the weak bladder issues. And I'll just work on doing some clearing myself here.
Fantastic. Yeah, I heard from your guide, Pamela, that if you imagine your left hand, arm, and shoulder, the left side of us is all about receiving. And the message your guide was saying, trying to explain to me very lovingly and patiently, was that once you do receive, it's important to then take some action. And it's almost like your body's saying, "Oh, I've received enough now, but I'm not really sure what to do next. What is the action I'm meant to do?" And it feels, I was asking, what's Pamela receiving? And it felt like there was a mixture of like abundance, guidance, like there was a whole load of things kind of brought in together, and it feels like that's also connected with the bladder. Bladder's like releasing because you're not able to take on more until you do. And I think Kelly's suggestion of the exercise, I feel like absolutely, spot on, because it feels like having a focus, especially down with the lower body around your abdomen, and that's around your solar plexus and sacral into your roots. Like they'll really help you. It's how to describe it. It's like I'm trying to think of a good analogy, but it's a bit like you're allowing the cake to set. Like you're saying to yourself, actually, I've received all this. We're good to go now. Let's focus on the action of creating the cake, baking it, and then we're ready to let it set. And maybe I'm just remembering the cake I ate on Sunday, which was amazing. But yeah, I hope that helps you. How'd you get on with the healing, Kelly?
Doing well. I feel like I'm working on strengthening the muscular system in the front and in the back, and just allowing things to tighten up and to feel tighter so that the brain can start to activate and connect into what that feels like and to identify that feeling in the body so that we can pull that in for ourselves. Because when we know what that feels like, we can reach for that intentionally.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. How about you, Viviane?
I get that there's this weight on her shoulder, and it's something about not feeling, not being open to receive, and not feeling worthy of receiving. So it's just she needs to. Yeah, this mindset is contributing to the weight on this weight on her left shoulder. And for the bladder, I got, you need to exercise the pelvic floor daily.
Fantastic. I'm just checking. Oops, sorry about that. I was just checking to see if Pamela had said anything in the chat, but I didn't spot anything. Oh, I'm going to the gym tomorrow, but also have short breath. So perhaps, yeah, starting small is really helpful. It's really fun. I had that message when I was exercising this morning. It was like, when you're always listen to your body, right? And I think, for instance, I went on my morning run for about 4 miles, and I was asking my body, how do I feel today? Which I don't usually ask. I said, how about out of 10? And my body said 8 out of 10. It's like, oh, I thought it was 90%, like 9 out of 10. And my body's like, well, you had a bit of a cold over the weekend. You haven't had one of those in years, John. Remember? It's like, oh yeah, it's so rare. And then I also heard, as I kind of adjusted my my floor workout, a bit of yoga and Pilates, and then gym work, not a lot of each, but about 20, 30 minutes. I just heard my body saying, just start the exercise, do a little bit, and then see how it feels. Like you don't need to complete it, but often it's like that kind of the big hump of fear is right at the start, and then once you start, your body's like, actually, I kind of like this, or no, I think that's enough. So I think that's a good way of getting started, especially if you're struggling with or having shortness of breath, Pamela. Okay. So it must be my turn now to choose next. And thank you, Pamela. Let us know in the chat if that helps you. And put a little music. And I never know what John's going to sing next. Okay, choosing the next request. Please put your request in capitals, and we will randomly select them. People, 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 people. Between every thought. And this is that Lily Goncalves? I'm not very good at pronunciation. Let us know, Lily, if you're here. Let us know in the chat if you're here. Oh, I'm present and open to healing. Thank you. Fantastic. Great. And I must remind myself, Kelly, that you have the hour with us. So that was that's about another 13 minutes. But just just feel free to remind me. That might be the last time I remember.
Thank you. I'm keeping an eye on it myself.
Fantastic. And yeah, please do check out Kelly's website. The description, if you look at the description of the video, you'll see a link. And I think it's also been posted a couple of times in the live chat. Okay. So Lily's asking for a message and any guidance on career and path. Would you like to go first, Kelly? It's up to you.
I'm still collecting some information here.
Okay.
If one of you guys would like to read.
Yeah, I'm just asking her guides, giving me. So it seems like there's two stages. So the first is, Lily, I saw it's cards, and it reminded me of the tarot cards that Kelly had. There was like these cards in front of you, but the cards themselves, they weren't tarot cards, but they represented, they're almost like photos or like little booklets, brochures describing like your next steps in your life. And I saw you with your left hand, and you're putting your left hand onto one of the cards. Let's pretend for a moment that my phone here is a card. So you're putting your left hand onto it, and then you were trying to like feel how that feels in your heart, but it was blocked. It was like it was a bit like trying to, and in part that's why we ask these questions, and why you've asked the question is like you're putting your hand. It's like, I think I can feel this next step. And you're like, oh, but that feels kind of, how to describe it, like numb to you, which is a difficult experience, right? When it's almost like when you don't know about how anything feels, you just get lots of humans like us saying, oh, have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And yet your heart isn't able to really connect. So I'm happy to go on to the second part, where I'll go and take a look at your heart in particular and see how that's going, and if it needs help opening and connecting. I'll let Kelly or Viviane talk.
I'll speak, if that's okay. It's funny that John mentioned, the tower, and I think that John mentioned like we're either moving on to the next steps, or there's two things happening here. A lot of what I do right off the bat is just channel. And just ask spirit. And so my drawings stink and my writing is awful, but I've got two towers here. Okay. It doesn't look like much, but in my brain, I was drawing towers. Okay. And what this kind of represented for me, Lily, and I don't know if this resonates for you. I don't know if you're in an organization now and you're having a hard time leaving or like you're holding on to this either first job or what you've got here, because there's some sorts of safety pieces here, but at the same time, I feel like there isn't any opportunity. I don't know if, for example, in this organization, there's a glass ceiling effect, and what that means for people who aren't aware. If you were in a tall building and there was a glass ceiling and you looked up, you can see all the way to the top, but the glass prevents you from actually going up that way. And I don't know if there's a glass ceiling effect in your organization where, for example, they're telling you have the opportunities for promotion or to move on or to try different things, but every time you try to make a move, it's stopped in some way. And I pulled some cards on this as well, and I got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Pentacles represent the physical realm. So not only our money, but our opportunities and what can we touch in life. And notice how this knight, his legs, this horse, they're not moving much. And what this talks about is slow growth in the physical realm, which could be an indication of what's happening on your side. But the Justice card coming up is really trying to indicate that there is something that needs to be looked at here, or there is something that's out of balance in the current reality or in the current environment. Balance is required, and the sword always represents knowledge and wisdom and what we know to be true. And so I feel that there might be an acceptance piece here of either the opportunities not being available or few and far between. And what's interesting with this sword coming up here, right after comes the Ace of Swords. And what this usually talks about, the swords are about our mind and our knowledge and what we know to be true, not our feelings, not our passion. But there might be a acceptance that needs to come down the line, potentially, Lily, for you to accept that where you're at, you're not getting the growth and the momentum that you want. I like to ask the animals, what do we do? Because they are closest to the physical realm as opposed to our angels and guides, will say. And the animals had a very specific message for you as well, which is so in alignment with what's coming out here, especially when we talk about the two towers, right? And John mentioned the tower too. The antelope, look at these two towers right on top of her head, right? And the antelope is about making decisions. It's about looking at a situation, and even though we don't have the full steps and the complete picture, we have to choose an action and we have to choose a certain way, or else we'll stay in the same position. And that's perhaps why we're not getting full movement and growth here. And fox also showed up, which is a beautiful message to come along with antelope. The reason why is because fox assesses the situation from the outside environment without moving into the system to try to make something happen. Out, and I live in the city, but out in the real world of the natural world, the animal kingdom, you would never see a fox because they wouldn't allow you to see them. Why? Because they hang out in the brush. They're assessing the situation and collecting information so they can make an informed decision before they move on to the premises. So I feel like Spirit's trying to tell you to accept the fact that maybe things aren't working out in the current reality, even though there might be promises of certain things. You have to decide what's right for you and start taking action in that direction. But maybe you do this quietly. You don't have to tell everybody that you're looking for things or moving for things or considering other things. You keep this to yourself. And then when the time is right, after you've collected information, you make your decision, then you move forward. That helps.
Yes, I like that. And I like that message. And on that note about keeping it to yourself, what I got was you need to find your passion and don't settle for less. This is what I heard. And so if you're not happy with what you're currently doing, just take some time to investigate that and your options. I saw words words falling into a basket. So all the choices you have, I saw words like teaching or social work or accounting. So it was just this random words coming through, and you need to just, like I said, find your passion and then start pursuing it's your passion, and don't settle for less. That's the main message that I got for you, Lily.
Oh, wonderful. I feel like there's such power in what both of you are saying for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw, I saw Lily, like you're looking at people around you, whether it's in your current workplace or just other people in their jobs, and like no one was enjoying themselves, and it was like it's really hard, right? When I've been there many times,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like that the two things that you want to connect are your heart and your mind. And so people will say, if you ask someone next to you and they're unhappy in their job, and you say, "Why are you here?" They say, "Because they pay me to be here."
Mm-hmm.
Why do you? If you asked us three, hopefully you're going to get an answer closer to from our hearts, which is because we love being here and we love helping people, and
Mm-hmm.
it brings us such joy. And it's not that the money is mutually exclusive or not. I mean, we're doing this work full time, but it's the joy that we follow, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the joy in your heart that will help lead you the most. And yeah, I love that. Don't settle for anything less. Like,
Yeah.
why have less? And know that joy and money are not mutually exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Fabulous. Let us know, Lily. There's lots of lovely comments in the chat,
Yeah.
including Emily was saying, having a tarot card reader is very interesting change.
Yeah. I
Um,
really like the cards that Kelly pulled too, in this, especially in this last question. Very
yeah,
interesting.
they're lovely. Oh, Lily says, thank you very much. It resonates. Corporate environment stealing joy. I was just thinking, and I keep wanting to say it out loud and trying to stop myself from saying it, but it's not the company I last worked for, is it? Um, not hard. It's not hard to look me up on LinkedIn. Fabulous. So who's choosing next? Is it you, Viviane?
Yes.
Yay, I got it right. 50-50.
Let's see.
And just a reminder, please do put your requests in caps.
So,
And Kelly,
okay.
we have you. Is this our last one with you?
Yes.
It might be. Yeah. We'll see how long.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Put in the right. Okay. Time for me to choose the next one. Okay.
We're choosing your next request. Please place all requests in capitals. And when your name is called, please say hello in the chat.
My heart feels warm with love.
Oops.
As I said,
Scorpio Mama.
Are you here, Scorpio Mama? Please say hi in the chat if you're here. And I want to say, oops, hi to everyone in, hi again to everyone in John's chat and in my chat here. A lot of new people coming in.
And for Scorpio Mama, you've asked for a clearing on any blockages in your finances for you and your fiance, please. Oh, Scorpio Mama's here. So please do, did I do that?
I think I did that. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll look for her question. Yeah, please let us know if we have a permission for. I did. I think I did ask her earlier when I saw the question.
All right, fantastic.
Okay, so it's clearing financial blocks. I'll try to find that comment again. And thank you for letting us know you're here. It's at the bottom. Okay, I found it. All right. Can my fiancé Kate have a clear of blockage in finances? Okay.
I'm just curious. I have a question for Scorpio Mama. I don't know if this is an ingredient of something that's impacting the scenario, but I'm seeing more than one home. Are we like shifting houses, or are we trying to move, or is there something in this area that's impacting either finances or our thoughts over what our financial riches look like? I'm just seeing a shift of home in some sort of way, and this is either contributing to the challenge or part of the challenge. I don't know if you can validate that or not, Scorpio Mama. Just curious.
Yeah, we just got into this apartment. Fantastic. The first thing I saw was how to describe it. Like I heard this message, which seems so counterintuitive, which was, "Oh no, the bank's full." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, I don't think this is two people would ask about clearing financial blockages if the bank was full, like your account was full. And your guide, so your guide kind of sat me down and was showing me, and Kelly was talking a bit about the two houses situation as well. And the first, like, this is like a mindset, and I just encourage you, as I'm about to say this, to first of all have an open mind and open heart, but then also to don't just take my word for it, right? Like reflect on this, do feel into this concept. And that is, and it's something that I'm on a journey with, is that you will receive what you're ready to receive and what's due for you and what you need. And it's quite a hard mindset to get our heads around, right? That's not how we're taught, especially in our Western cultures. We're taught about how to do. If I do more, creates more income for me. And so then I get more money. But it's not really true. The more that, and it's a very hard way of living because you're constantly pushing. And it's almost like those gaps in between you pushing so hard is when you receive. It's the day you took off because you were sick, or the the hour that you rested and you were napping a bit extra, or you had to sleep in, they're the times you're actually receiving. And you can test this yourself, right? I know whenever I feel in a bit of lack, I'll go and nap. And quite often I'll get an order, like I'll get a booking as I'm sleeping. And I'll be like, oh, I'll just go and make sure I have this space to be able to receive more. And so some of this is like, especially, when you move, I know I've moved so many times, like 23 times in my life, but it's a lot of costs up front. But know that you're going to receive everything you need. You just don't know how you're going to get it or when you're going to get it. But the more you're able to open up and declutter and open up your heart to receive it, you'll be able to bring in more. Oh, and Scorpio Mum was saying a couple more things in the chat. So, but it's not having transportation, it's what's making it hard. Kate hasn't been able to find a job, and we got scammed from someone that Kate thought was going to hire her. Oh, that's hard. Thank you for sharing.
I had when I focused on their energy, I heard the words insecurities, fear of being seen, and that's also there's a little bit of a self-sabotage in there, because of the fear of being seen and taking action, maybe fear of rejection. So then I heard take action instead of being frozen by fear, because the more you sink in this fear and this mindset of lack, the more you're going to be, frozen in this. And I understand there is the situation about not being able to find transportation. Let's see if I can there's anything else for Kate and Scorpio Mama.
And everything for a reason. So these, like, they're all tough experiences, right? Like moving stressful enough, and then the feeling of not having enough money, and then not having transport. What's fascinating still to me about the true nature of reality is that because everything's happening for a reason, there's a reason you don't have transportation. You just don't know it yet, right? And you're like, but why? Like, I want, especially like in the UK, it's not so bad. Like you can get by without a car, and we have like sidewalks everywhere. But I know that so I asked about the car, for example, the transportation. I just heard, oh well, that's because we're encouraging you to look locally. Like there's a reason for everything. And same with the job that's not for you, or really trying to do your research, especially energetically, like how does it feel in interviews or in the application or the adverts that you're reading? How do the people in the office feel, like we heard about the last reading we did? These are all really important for you because everything's happening for a reason. Just allowing yourself, like Viviane says, like opening up a bit and allowing yourself to step out of that fear, and just suspend your belief for a moment. And you could do a little paper exercise and say, what if this was true? What if John was right? For let's say 5 minutes, and just write down all these things that have happened. And then what are the possible reasons they could be happening to you? The positive reasons. Sometimes they're negative experiences to teach you a positive purpose. Other times they're to help like draw your attention to, so you don't make a mistake. Like I've worked for quite a few companies that I probably shouldn't have in hindsight, but it taught me to get better at doing that and find something finally that I truly love. So they're all for a reason. I hope that helps you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also wondering, and even though we know that, yes, these things are happening, these challenges are real, I'm not minimizing anything. I know that these things are happening, as you say. I did pull some cards, but there is an ingredient here about how long we dwell in the areas of stress, how long we allow our minds to dwell in the area of stress or lack, because in very simple terms, what we focus on becomes our reality. Our thoughts do create our reality. And I know that can sound very woo-woo in a lot of ways, but I just want to remind you that when we worry, we snowball our worrying energy, and this accumulates momentum. The universe doesn't really care if we want to create prosperity or if we want to create lack. The universe is just going to create what we focus on, okay? So with the Nine of Swords coming up, it does indicate, and the swords are about our knowledge and wisdom and our thoughts. And so there might be a case where we are focusing a lot on the things that aren't working well. In this picture, you can see this lady is up at night, she can't get sleep, but it's because of all the thoughts going through her mind. And with the Ace of Swords coming up, I also feel that this is top of mind for you and Kate, meaning you feel, and you might be reminding yourselves, not intentionally, but throughout the day, you might be reminding yourselves, oh, this isn't working, and we don't have money for this, and we don't have this, and we don't have this. And as a result, sometimes that's what perpetuates, because what you're saying to the universe is, hey, I need help. These things aren't right. And the universe answers you with more opportunities that say, yes, look at you needing help. Right? So it's a real fine line in terms of the messages that we send to the universe. So this doesn't mean you're never going to have a negative thought. That's not how this works. What it means is start noticing when you're in that space of, oh, this isn't working out, and this isn't working out, and that wasn't fair. Even though those things are true, the more time we spend in that space mentally, the more we're allowing that to perpetuate. Death card in reverse. These are some of the things that you might want to stop doing, or that maybe you've tried to do but haven't been fully successful at, and making it a pattern. Okay. But this is what's having an impact in terms of how quickly, Hangman, how quickly you start to see some changes for yourself and for Kate. And with the Hierophant coming up, we always go to the Hierophant, because the Hierophant's the priest. Nobody goes to the priest when everything is working perfectly, right? And he carries the number 5, which is usually associated with instability. And we go to the priest because we're trying to gain stability in our life. And I'm just asking you to just question and reflect in your daily moments over how much am I thinking I need help, this is a problem, etc. Because sometimes when we keep asking for help, the universe sends us problems that we need to say I need help with. Okay, that could be what's perpetuating the cycle of not getting what you want. Okay, so again, I'm not minimizing anything that's happened or happening. I know that this is what's happening in your physical reality, but just be aware of the negative mind chatter, or how many times you're like, oh, that didn't work, and that didn't work, and that wasn't fair, because the universe will just show you more things that aren't fair to you. Sometimes we got to stop that right as we're cooking it up in our brain. And don't kick yourself because you had a negative thought. All we need to go is, look at me. I'm calling nonsense from the universe again. Let's stop that, and let's reroute our minds to something that feels better. Even if that something that feels better is, oh my goodness, the cream in my coffee tastes great today.
Yeah.
Start there. Start from what you see and feel around you. Isn't it amazing that I have the choice to paint my walls whatever color I want? I get to choose that. Isn't it amazing that I got to choose what I wanted to have for breakfast today? Isn't it amazing that I got to choose what pillow I slept on last night? And when we focus on the things that we can control, we can then snowball the gratitude instead of snowballing the lack. I hope that's a helpful tip.
That was a wonderful message. I actually had a flash of Scorpio Mama in the kitchen, and it was about celebrating a new job. So celebrating her fiance getting a new job. So start thinking that way before it happens. Start celebrating the new job that it's coming her way. So that was
I saw that's wonderful. I saw the celebration too, and it was like so you could just like book in a what do you call it? New home party. There's a name for that? What do you call it?
Housewarming party?
Housewarming. Yes, that's right. Oh,
yeah.
And what's funny is, because you organize the celebration, it, like Kelly says, like it's a celebration of gratitude, right? And don't let money stop you, right? Like ask your neighbors to bring a dish or something, or bring your own bottle, or whatever you're going to do. And it's just that celebration seems to be, I saw the energy in your new apartment like filling up, like it all felt like very clear. You tidying around, and you're very proud of what you're showing. And you never know, you could be getting, as Viviane says, like that other good news. Like, I thought we were just here for a housewarming. No, more good news too. And that'll definitely help on your journey, and help with removing those blockages. Because I didn't really see anything other than what you kind of expect to see like tightening in the heart and solar plex. Nothing unnatural as a human that
Yeah.
needed removing as a block. So thank you. Let us know, Scorpio Mama. And if best of luck to you and Kate in your new place, and with job hunting too. And that leaves us to say thank you so much, Kelly, for joining us. It's been phenomenal having you here.
It was lovely.
It's a really lovely experience and lots of lovely feedback about you. Appreciate you joining us. And it's hard, right? Working together with people for the first time, and you're like a pro.
Yeah, you did a great. You
Say
did a
like a
great
pro,
job.
you are professional.
Yeah.
So very, very smooth. And
I
just
enjoyed the
lovely.
messages too. It was great messages for all of us from you, to all of us from you.
Thank you.
Barry. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure, and it's easy. It's just easy to be in this space when you come with the intention of not making anything happen. When we just show up with the intention to help and to help move the needle a little bit, it's easy to allow things to just flow naturally the way it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah, it's so true.
Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be here and to share not only with Viviane, but also all of your followers and your group of people who are into your healing vibes. It was a pleasure to be in this container with you all.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. And what's the best way for people to find you? So your website, is that the best place of contact, or?
Yeah, you can either visit me on my website, kellyfergusonreadings.com, or of course find me on Instagram. And I love sharing not only messages, but intuitive development tips for everybody so that everybody can connect to their own natural intuitive abilities. It's amazing to have helpers like us, but you can absolutely do it yourself as well. So heal yourself from the inside out and allow others to help you as well.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you go, Kelly. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you again sometime. Keep up your amazing work. Thank you for your service to this world. We need you. We need you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, my friends. Have a wonderful day and allow all the magic to continue here.
Fabulous.
Thank you. You too.
Bye now.
Take
Bye.
care. See you. Bye.
Bye. Lovely messages.
Then we're too. Oh, that was wonderful.
And
I even got to play about a bit with
yeah.
with,
See my sleepy face. Yeah.
It's so funny how and I see you do the same thing. We get so self-conscious when we zoom in.
I know.
But that was really lovely. Yeah, please do check out Kelly, and I really love her work. I love anyone that's so genuinely just trying to help others.
Yes.
And loves it so much they want to do it for a living. I feel is a wonderful energy to be around.
And I love that she has that quiz on the website. That's fun.
What is it? Is it like how psychic are you or something? I can't remember its title, but it's really cool.
And good time for sip. We're just gonna say sip.
I didn't bring any coffee this time, just water. And yeah, so a reminder for everyone for your requests. We do have a lot of requests, 56.
Yes.
But yeah, please do put them in capitals. And just checking through to make sure we have them all. Oh wow, I was wondering why it's I was wondering why I'm feeling quite like my throat's quite dry. It's because my room is suddenly got very hot. So I'm just going to turn my heater off. Of course, it's with an app. There we go. Even though it's right behind me. Should we do a couple more, and then we could always do some faster ones?
Sure.
Depending on how you feel, Viviane. That was a surprise last time.
Yeah, it was good. It
was
worked well.
Or we could do it now. It's up to you. It depends how you're feeling.
Maybe I'll just do a couple more, and then we go to the one more. You choose now, and then we can do the.
Fantastic. We'll get into a rhythm. That sounds good. Okay.
And while you're looking for the question, I just want to mention that on Thursday you'll be on my channel. So we'll be doing the healings and clearings on my channel. So please make sure that you are subscribed and that you hit the notification bell. But it's the same time that we do every Thursday. So I hope I'll see you there.
Fabulous. Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be like your moderator.
No, you'll be doing the readings for. Yeah, I
Oh,
have to send you. I'll have you have to. I'll
no.
have to send you the. I will send you an email later that have you to add you as the co-host, and
Okay.
then you'll be able to select questions like you do here. It'll be
Oh,
in
fantastic.
sync.
I love it. I'm excited.
It'll be still teamwork.
Okay, so I'm choosing next. I'm just enjoying the music too much. Okay. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Donna Marie,
Okay.
let us know if you're here.
Yes, please say hi in the chat if you're here, Donna Marie. You asking for help? To see if you have a blog about weight loss. Okay.
It's funny. It never occurred to me that I should do any work with tarot cards, and I was like, I don't know. It's something about when someone you love uses them. You're like, I really like that too.
I have oracle cards, and I have some that you love because they have dragons in them.
Oh wow,
I love that.
I'd like to create some.
Oh yeah,
that would be a lot of fun.
so yeah, I have dragon cards.
Let us know if you're here, Donna Marie, and we can help with your block for weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a moment.
Yeah, I do have tarot cards. I often use oracle cards. I'll need to practice more the tarot cards that many years ago. Then I stopped, so I have to go back and relearn the cards and the system.
Wonderful. Laura in the chat saying, bless you in capitals. I've been listening to the 14 steps over and over, and I heard a voice this AM trying to find my guides. Bless you. I think that must be the 14-day spirit guide meditation challenge.
Yeah, that's what I understood. That's how I think what I think she was talking about.
That's so cool. And the good thing is, when you're creating a safe space around you, that it's going to be a voice that's for your highest good and not just something you don't want to hear. So yeah, feel free to check out my 14-day spirit guide meditations on my website.
Yeah, she said yes. I don't see Donna Marie yet, so we may have to choose a different person.
Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop. Everything for a reason.
Okay. Katie. Okay, and Stacy. Okay, Stacy.
And did
Katie's here.
Anger towards me. Okay, Katie's here.
Okay.
Okay, so we're not going to ask about anything. We won't do anything for your daughter, but more for you and your daughter's behavior towards you. Okay.
Okay, checking her energy. Okay.
So just asking Katie's guides and higher self to step forwards to assist with the anger the daughter's demonstrating towards her. The first thing you see is a reflection of each other. It's fascinating. I've never been shown this before. As a parent, it fascinates me. What I saw, Katie, is it's like you and your daughter kind of stood maybe like facing each other about 2 meters apart, just like you could be in a conversation. And your daughter is looking at and feeling anger inside of you. And the anger, so it sits as this darker energy, and some of it's a little bit in the throat and then across down the heart and into the solar plexus. And this anger is like a poison inside of you. Some people describe anger as, drinking a poison to hurt someone else. For you, Katie, it's like you've learned, like many of us, we learn how to kind of suppress and hold anger, so it's not really being yielded or released. And then what I saw your daughter was doing was, and this is the really important part, is mirroring that anger. So I know that babies do it, right? That they often mimic our behaviors, and they try and mirror us so that they can learn. Energetically, your daughter just seems to be like feeling that same, like she feels the anger inside of you. But it's not how to describe it. When we see ourselves, or when there's a reflection of us in others. So, for example, the other way around, from you, Katie, towards your daughter, it's very hard to see a reflection of yourself in someone else because it's you. It's almost. Why is your guide telling me to say this? It's like you can't always smell your own farts. Is what your guide's saying. That's certainly true for me. I don't know if it's true for you. Um, And so that definitely makes my kids angry when I fart. But yeah, there's this is the reflection part. Let me see how you can help with this. Oh wow. Okay. That's really strong, like in your upper heart, just in your upper heart here. And so there's an ask for you to really focus on your releasing of your own anger and the processing of it. How can Katie get this out of her? I'm hearing like to try and shift it up out of your upper heart and into your throat. If it was me, I would be probably growling a lot with dragon-like language, like it was in my morning run this morning, but to something like metal music. I love metal, and especially I love female vocalists, and you may enjoy like just screaming this like rage, this anger out of you, really releasing this. Um, and once you've done that release, that purging, and you can scream into pillows or into glass or whatever you choose. That helps release energy from you, and then you can place your hand on your heart and feel into what's left. Like what are the things that make you the most angry? It's a whole mix of things for you. It seems to go back to some of it's your childhood, some of it's other family and loved ones, and then also the outside world. And although these things are quite vague, if you like, these are 3 pointers for you to connect with and ask yourself, what anger do I feel about these? And then start to try and release it. Like with anger, you don't need to what's the word? You don't need to solve anger. You need to release anger and then see what's hiding underneath it. Like what are the root causes that are driving it? And Katie says, "Yeah, feels like nothing." Yeah, you've definitely learned to hold that, but your like capacity for holding it's full.
Mhm.
And yes, yes, and yes. Also, Lynn Hirayama, yep, Hirayama says Led Zeppelin immigration song. Yeah, that's a lot of fun to scream along to.
Mhm.
How'd you get on, Viviane?
Well, I saw like a narrow, like a hallway, and I saw Katie entering the door to the left and then slamming the door shut, and then like what would be her, like her daughter would be on the opposing door, also closed, and it's just like this, this, yeah, difficult communication, and just like, okay, just shut the door behind you, and no contact. And then I heard, I saw that would be helpful for her to, we're talking about screaming on a pillow to release this energy, release anger. I saw like a cord pulling on her heart, onto her heart. It was just, I was representing this anger. Um, there's something else I'm trying to remember. You know, when you watch movies and you have like the guys like back to back, and then they start walking, and then it's like start to start like the battle. It's,
Oh, like a jewel.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I saw. And then I see her holding a white flag, so you can bring this peace. You come from her, from she's saying she's stubborn. Her daughter's stubborn.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard a couple of messages as you were talking. One was
Mm-hmm.
meet it with love. Um, and which is fascinating, right? Like like love is such a fabulous de-escalator
Mm-hmm.
in the anger. I believe it or not, like I struggle with anger with my kids when they're 15 and 18, less than 18-year-old, but it's like just sometimes when they're just like it's a whole list of long disrespectful statements
Mm-hmm.
towards you, and yet it doesn't matter how angry I get. It's like, especially towards my son, because it's just like he's literally mini me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like it's like me staring at a mirror like I was whenever I get angry. It's really funny. I look like I'm 12, a 12-year-old getting angry, and the and what just gradually starts to build is this reminder of like there's love in here. That love just simply it has this effect on anger, like melting it away. The anger needs to be released, to be seen and released. And once you've got enough of that done, um, focus back on that love, the love that binds you together. It's so
Mm-hmm.
much stronger. Like the anger, like if I was to say a percentage of even like this darkest anger that you have inside of you, Katie, that your daughter is reflecting back to you, it's like less than 10% of your energetic mass, if you like.
Yes.
And your love is so much more powerful and will yield so much more connection. Um,
Yes, and I feel that once the daughter perceives that, that different reaction, that love, she'll be less stubborn, because in a way it's fun. In a way it's fun to be stubborn when you have that resistance, because it's just, it's like a game. It's like this power struggle is a game. Um, okay, stone cold. Yeah, sorry to hear that, Katie. I see your comment.
yeah. Um, I just holding space. That's a really tough journey for you, Katie. I would
Mm-hmm.
still feel like I just double checked and still feel that the advice we've been giving is still, you know, helpful, because what it'll do is this cold at like the stone cold aspect. It'll help dissolve that. It's a bit like so what's happening is, Katie, you're looking at your own anger inside of you and you're cold to it, right? But you've actually, like, what you've done energetically is like you're holding it inside of you, and it is like it's almost like compressed in and kind of siloed. You try to like protect yourself from having to have contact with it, and that's what your daughter's also doing to you as a result. So the more you can release that and process it, the more likely, without setting like, an expectation or a condition behind you releasing your anger, knowing that it'll really help with the healing if you're able to first of all work through your anger and bring that love energy in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're just saying, Walls, we know well, sadly, spar Yes said therapy should be sparring with her master. I appreciate it. And I thank you as it does make sense and aware and grateful. It's a pleasure. Thank you. I wish I was a perfect parent and could give you perfect advice, but that's what came through for you.
Mhm.
And I hope it helps you on your journey. Thank you for your request. Okay. So we try going through some faster ones? You want to choose one?
Yes. Yeah, we can try.
You do?
Mhm.
Okay, let's try. So we were going to try doing them still randomly, but we'll do what you and I did before, which is I'll put on a little bit of music. We'll try and do them like
Mhm.
as quick as we can. What did we say? As quick as we can whilst adding some value.
Yes.
And we'll get about 20 odd minutes at going through them.
Mhm.
And let's see what happens. Okay, so I will put some music on that. Was it Sending Love? That was quite good. The last one that was quite a beat. This one. Okay. I can always tear it down as we get going and John starts singing. That other John that does a lot of music. Okay. Do you want to choose one and go first?
Yes. Okay.
And I'll just turn it down.
Oh, this is not a question. This is a question for me. Sorry. Okay. Lisa F. For my awakening, what are psychic abilities that I can develop? Clairvoyance was the one that came first to my awareness. Clairaudience, and then I saw you writing as in you're channeling messages. Lisa F. I hope that helps.
Fabulous. And if I unstar, oh, it disappears. Okay, glad to do
Yeah.
that. I am Lulu. So I asked, and the first thing I saw is what's blocking your psychic abilities is grounding. So grounding will really, really help you. And like a regular practice, like a routine, regular practice. Walking barefoot in the grass or stone, or if you can't go outside, doing like my free meditations, for example, where you start by connecting a grounding cord into earth. And I always like imagine myself as a full pint glass of water and just like of dirty water draining that out of me through my feet into the ground. And then just working on fear, like you say, you have trapped emotions that are blocking your psychic abilities. It's true, like there's the fear constriction you have. And so anything like whenever you want to practice your psychic abilities, just focus on doing it in a safe place where you feel safe and concentrate on opening up your heart initially, and then encourage the other aspects of your heart, of your other chakras to open up as well. And I did feel like you saying channeling mediumship, it feels like your higher chakras, in particular up in the crown, are where some of your superpowers are. So I hope that helps you.
Okay. Right. CC Angel. Who was I in a past life? Oh, and heal me from that. Heal me from that past life. I see a train. There's something about the railroad. It's like you're a worker there. Yeah, railroad worker. You had lung issues in that life. I'm getting that. I don't feel they're affecting you in this life, CC Angel. And that was because of the work that you did. Yeah, not a lot of information, but I'm just trying to get this through this fast. But I could see a man and outside and shoveling dirt, and it was by the railroad, and that was you working.
And you hear me singing away in the background going, woo, woo, woo. As you're saying the railroad, is like, did she just say railroad? It's like the song. Everything for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it helps. So I was doing seashells.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot. So very quickly I went in your home. I did clearing, so I was like running around the perimeter, and like the really key message for you is to claim it as your home. So this means, and you could have like some people use sage and things, right? But it seems I just saw you with something in your hand, or maybe it's like one of your favorite objects. It doesn't need to be sage. This is the power of your intention and you taking back your home. So you walk around, go in every room, and then walk around the perimeter of around your land as well, and saying, "This is my home. I love my home. I decide who enters this space, not anyone else. This is my home, and I claim this to be my home. I take it back. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to say." I also saw you like saying that in the doorway. You're absolutely right. There is a male that hasn't crossed over yet, that still needs some work on. He's saying he has a claim on your home, and I asked what it was. Seems to be an object. There's something in your home that he seems to be like attached to, and that he has some sort of like a right over to owning. It's his. I don't know what the object is. It felt more like ground level, like it's like downstairs, or if you have a basement, to check for it. So yeah, you'll know it because you'll feel it when you go to that room and you say, "This is mine." And I also asked for Archangel Michael to spend some time with you. Just trying my negative entity removal meditations will help you also. 14-day challenge on my website. You'll see them on the homepage. Give that a go. Okay.
I was working on this, our shining lights. She asked for a message from guides. I saw her running, and I didn't understand why they're showing me her running, and then I heard, "Slow down. You need to slow down." So maybe you have taking up too much. So slow down and take better care of yourself. Our shining lights. Okay.
Fabulous. Pixie Withrow. So for you, I heard 8. most of the time I seem to get an answer of 8 guides that you have. There is one trying to work you, like you say, they're getting signs through to you. So here's the key, and this is a message for everyone. Whenever a sign comes through to you, like you see numbers, like when Viviane posted that I'm going on her channel, it was 5:55 p.m. my time, and I just said thank you. It was really exciting to see. What a perfect sign! And then, as I say that, it's 55 of you in the live chat. And so you
Cool.
celebrate it with gratitude, like say thank you for that, and acknowledge what it is. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel in your heart? What are you thinking about at the time? They're all linked together. This is a process of attunement between your guide and yourself. So when you know, a bit like if a stranger is trying to shout to you from the other side of the street, and you're ignoring them, then you don't get anywhere, right, in the communication. But if you're grateful and say thank you for shouting at me, hello there, I see you, and you're celebrating it, it'll really help you with the strength of connection. And then I also just saw you meditation, like practicing that, anything that comes through. So do a scan outside of you for anything that's going on outside of you, signs, noises, neighbors, something, you know, the refrigerator or freezer in your home like making a noise, whatever it is. Say thank you when you witness something, even if it doesn't logically make sense to you, and then same inside. And just practice that within a safe space, like I do with my free guided meditations, the 14-day spirit guide meditations. And then you know for sure that your heart's open, and that what you're feeling is it's like a real thing. Like it's the real deal. It's not just something trying to scare you or interfere with you.
Nice. And I have Stephanie Candiano asking for a message from guides regarding love coming into her life. I asked the guides, and then I heard the Phil Collins song. It's a cover, "You Can't Hurry Love." I heard a little bit of that song, and then I heard "Remember, Love Yourself First, and Don't Settle for less." Meaning, once you know who you are and love yourself, you will not accept anything less than what's matching that vibration for you. So thank you for your question, Stephanie.
Fabulous. And I had Krati, may I have advice for my career and finances? I've been unemployed for a long time. I'm not sure if I'll get a job because I get rejected in interviews. So that I saw you sat in an interview, and then I saw the employer looking at you like, exactly right. You're like, why would we hire you? And the energy coming from you was, why would you hire me? It was like this, like you're sat there just exuding this lack of confidence. And so and I'm one of my few superpowers is being great at interviews. And almost I think only 1 or 2 jobs out of like whatever 15 that I applied for that I didn't get. And what I'd always do is what your guide was showing me is like, imagine, like maybe you could practice this at home, is like put down on one side of the table like your resume, and it doesn't matter how short it is, like put it down on one side of the table and go and sit on the other side of the table and look at the version of you that you're going to interview, and then ask a bit about the resume, and just allow yourself to hear these questions being asked and the feeling that they give you as the manager. And you might even say, oh, thank you for giving me your resume, and turn it around, as they often do, and like put it in front of them and start reading through it and asking questions. Then use those questions. It's the energy behind these questions that you're interested in answering that you can then prepare for. And know that interviews are exactly that. The energy of an interview it's like a reflection. Every time they ask you a question, you're just reflecting back a part of you. And don't worry if they don't want you when you've been nothing but yourself, because you don't want them. Like they're not good enough for you if you've shown your whole self and they've said no. So I hope that helps you.
Nice. I have Peace Mama, and she asked for a message, and her guides. I saw the color orange, and then I saw the word joy, and I heard it's about it's all about feeling joy and spreading joy. And I saw you dancing, so I felt really good.
Wonderful. And for the is that Begaden?
Seems like it.
May I have a healing for my 9-year-old son's anger and negativity? So I can't do this without your son's permission. But what I immediately saw was like your son is like this feet like this swearing like this kind of WTF feeling about the world. Like, what is this world that I'm in? And your son has much greater sensitivity than you realize, and this is the age when our kids start shutting down, right? They're like, how do I cope with this? How do I? Oh, I know. I'll block it. Every time I block what's going on outside of me, it helps me. And it was not far off that age that I started sitting with my own son and started meditating with him just before bed each night to help protect him, to help him navigate through dream time. For your son, it feels more like during the day. This will really help with sensitivity and feeling safe. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. Just try them out yourself first and see what you think of my meditations. And if you think that's going to be helpful, you could sit with your son like I did with mine for a good couple of years, and it really helped things turn around. In fact, I did it just last week as well, even though he's 15 now. So I hope that helps you on your journey. Sending love to you and your son. And I'll paste in the meditations as we're going.
And I have Lynn Hirayama. Lynn asked for guidance regarding clearing her energy and her surroundings. I saw Lynn saging the house, but I also had the visual of golden light. So Lynn, do a meditation visualizing golden light, filling each room in your home, and I'll even go further, like at the outside. See your house inside a golden bubble of protection, and fill it with golden light. So that'll be helpful. And you do that in one of the major meditations. You walk us through, like, breathe in golden light and then breathe out, and fill the room with golden light, and then the whole house. And that is lovely. So this is what I got for you, Lynn.
God bless. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Karen, for Karen, thank you for thanking us for our service. So I was looking at your healing journey, and to your question of going back to ordinary work, I love the question. It felt like there's kind of two answers. Like, one is no, not ordinary, but the yes part of it is that there could be ordinary aspects to it. So, for example, you might pass as being I saw you, like, I don't know if you've ever done this in your life before. I don't know what your career is, but what I was showing you doing was, I saw there was like this cleaning job, and then there was like but it seemed to like have some work with people. Like, some of it was like cleaning homes, and then others was working in an area like a cafe where you were you seem to be both waiting on tables, and then also, like, I saw you clearing up. And the exciting thing I saw was your connections with people. It was always this work where you're helping others, and there's nothing ordinary about helping others, just like the way we do, except when you get to do it in person, and especially when you're like the angel. And my right ear is just ringing. When you're the angel in the unsuspecting places, right? Like, no one expects an angel as a waitress, and there you are, or cleaner, and there you are offering advice with a nice open heart. We're just like, we're trying to do our best just here, but we're doing it online. So there's nothing ordinary about that. If that fills you with joy, please please do follow it, Karen. Hope it helps.
I have YT Social. Any precautions and guidance for me? Can you remove anything negative, unwanted entity or energy? I felt like I saw the color red, and I felt my attention to the root chakra. I got that you need grounding. You need grounding, and you need to move your body. Other than that, I didn't feel anything like about a negative or unwanted entity or energy. That it was really, I was just drawn to the color red and the chakra right away. So yeah, do a lot of grounding and move your body, and that'll help you move some energy. White is social.
And you might, as Viviane mentioned earlier, you might want to practice some of those guided meditations I posted, the negative entity protection ones. Especially like there's a real heaviness around the place that you're in. But I think Viviane's right. Like it's, of course she's right. But it's like the energy around you, it is like directly around you within I'm not sure like the exact square footage or meters, but it's like within like 5 to 10 meters feels pretty good. But after that feels really heavy. So claiming it and creating protective space will help.
Yes.
And then this will be our last one. All things Maria, may I get, well, it'll be my last one unless you've done another one, Viviane. May I get a reading regarding my spiritual journey, please? The first thing I heard for you, all things Maria, was that we're all equal. Like it's quite a mindset shift for some, right? That somehow we're all equal. I mean, we're all unique, but we're all equal. And that means that don't idolize us or other people you see out there on their spiritual journeys. They are exactly the same as you. They just, each of us have very different, unique gifts. And, you know, hope you see some of that experience with Viviane and I doing this a lot. Like we have some similarities, but also quite a lot of differences. And so on that journey, like I heard you like suspending belief and saying to yourself, you know what, if I'm equal, if I'm just as good, if I'm just as psychic as everyone else, but in different ways, then you'll allow yourself to explore those, like find your superpowers more easily. And a great way to find them is to follow your joy. And whenever you feel a little bit of joy about something, then like bring gratitude to it, as we were talking about earlier with connecting with spirit guides, for example. And if that doesn't work, or you want some extra support, come along to my Higher Self Foundational training. The sign up finishes the end of this week, and the course starts on the 10th of March.
Oh yeah, I just saw Katie's comment. She's right here. Yes, a hallway door there closed. Claiming my own anger self. Shall all those I love and I am aware of, as those unaware of, the ability to do so as well. Okay, because I just talked about earlier about a door in the hallway, closed door behind her. Okay.
That's so true. Well, thank you so much, everyone. It's been an honor. So I would like to bring our session to an end, thanking our guides, our higher selves, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Source, and Gaia. Thank you to all souls that have participated in today's session. And I'd like to invite all of us now just to step outside of the session bubble. We can remain in our individual protective bubbles for as long as we wish. And just clearing up that energy as I return the session to Source, or never return here again. And please do drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and we look forward to you. So Thursday, we're not here on John Binney's channel. We'll be, I will be on Viviane's channel, helping moderate and facilitate and give you readings, whatever else you ask me to do. I'll be happy to do. And yeah, it's been a real honor. Thank you to everyone that's been here today. Thank you to everyone on Viviane and my channel, and also on Instagram. There's still a couple of you there.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming along. And we will end the live stream. And thank you for all your kind love and support. Take care, everyone.
Yes. Thank you all. Bye,
Thank
everyone.
you. Bye.